Hey, what is up everybody? Blazer here, and today for you guys another video of Persona 5 Pack. Inside today's video, guys, we're going to be going ahead and doing the Confidant video in which are best to actually invest in on the global launch of P5X itself. Now, this is something that a few guys have actually asked me here, and I want to go ahead and make sure you have as much knowledge as possible when it does come down to these, seeing that they do actually kind of matter a little bit. Now, as a disclaimer for the video, at the end of the day, this is something that you want to have fun in. So of course, either way you want to go about it, the confidants and things of this nature, you can choose whichever you want to go for. This is primarily just going to help you out if you really want to make sure you're getting yourself a straight shot on the global launch here. So these are going to be my recommendations of confidants to focus first. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Now, confidants are very important inside the game here, and they're going to be tied to your social links as always here. And there's going to be a bunch of different things that you guys are able to do. Well, global is going to be limited on some of these confidants here, and these are definitely going to be the ones that you're going to see on the day one. One of them is going to be Merope, being our Velvet Attendant. The other is going to be at least Yaoling, being of course a Rin on our at least actual counts as well. Another character that we're going to see day one is going to be Tomoko. Another character that will be releasing on global that we're going to see as well is going to be Yui. Another character that will be there on day one is Okayon or Kayo. And then of course we have at least around say 2 or 3 more characters, being Motoha, one of the first characters we end up meeting. And then lastly, our man being Lefel or Cattle. Now these characters are going to be pretty much day one when it does come down to the confidants here, and they do have some very important things that could be very useful for you guys if you do decide to go for these characters, or at least go for at least maxing out their confidants as fast as possible. Now, some groundwork before we get straight into this. You do not need to pull characters in order to access their social link. This is something that you can always just do. All you have to do is just progress within the story, and you'll end up unlocking them within just like different side quests. Even then, some of them are actually just gone ahead and unlocked immediately. So really all you have to do is just check the menu, if anything, at the end of the day. But now we went over this here, there's going to be a few ways to at least progress these different synergies or these different confidants that you guys want to know. Some of these are just going to be going at least hanging out with the character. Others are going to be at least giving them gifts here, in which gifts, although they can be a little bit expensive, are definitely going to help you out. So the only one that you can't get up immediately is going to be Lefel here, seeing that Lefel himself is actually going to be tied to the story. So the only way you're getting up their confidant is mainly going to be to the story, so surely do keep that in mind. But let's go ahead and talk about some confidants that you guys might want to focus on first. So one of the few characters that you guys want to go ahead and focus on first is going to be Tomoko. Tomoko here is more likely going to be the best one to go for off bat, mainly because she's helping you out with part-time jobs. These part-time jobs are going to help you increase your social stats even more so, as well as at least get money for wonder whenever you do need. The better the job, of course, the more money you can make, and of course the more jobs that you have, the more times a day that you can cover with said jobs. These jobs at the end of the day are going to allow you to buy the money that you do need, which can be bought for books, which gives you social stats. Can also be buying different things like gifts to really cover all of your confidants as well, which will really be helpful in the long run. Though if you do want to go ahead and hang out with Tomoko a decent bit, you will need to get up your kindness a little bit on at least the social stats type chart here. And for some of you people who have not been able to play P5 yet, or have not tried out P5 just yet, don't worry, I'll show you guys exactly how that looks as well. These social stats are still a thing in this game. So the social stats star, if you don't know exactly how kindness does look, it's going to be this icon right here, which as you get this up, the more times you'll be able to meet with Tomoko. It's going to be very important, especially for the Tomoko confidants. So I do at least tell you guys to try to get that up as high as possible if you're planning to at least go for Tomoko first. Now, besides of course her, there are another character, or at least a few other characters you very well can go for as well. And the next one that I can recommend a lot of you going for immediately is going to be Merope. Now Merope is our Velvet Attendant here, or our Velvet Attendant here, in which is going to really take a huge part inside of at least your progress with Wonder. She's able to offer you a few Velvet Room services here, and some of these are actually like new fusion recipes and getting more persona marks whenever you're using low rank personas. The quicker you do this here, the better it will be, allowing you to not only gain persona coins very quickly, but also gain new personas when it does come down to your compendium. The best part about this here is when it comes down to her, you don't need to rank up any social stats. In fact, she actually just needs to just complete any of the persona quests here, which she will give you depending on at least her rank ups. These persona quests are pretty much tied to anything that you want to go ahead and progress with, and you will be able to see them more often. For example, with level 5 here, you can now fuse Archangel, which could come at a price, whether it comes down to like crafting a certain persona or even putting a certain inherited move on the persona in order to unlock it. So the quicker you do these things, the faster it will be for at least getting up Merope here and allow you to fully complete the compendium in the long run. So I do highly suggest you guys to try and invest into this character. Now the next character that we're going to go ahead and talk about here is more or less going to be at least Motoha. Now Motoha is another character that you're going to have off bat here that I feel like a lot of you guys really might want to invest into. This one isn't anything too crazy here, but the main reason that we do this one is because you're able to then play baseball with this character, which can also get you some goodies at the baseball store. But not only this here, by maxing her out, she does help you out a little bit more inside of the metaverse combat, and this is going to be very, very helpful. Though the thing that you do have to know when you're actually trying to get up this character is you will need to at least get up your social stat, being proficiency. For some of you guys who don't know exactly what proficiency does look like here, I'm going to go ahead and show that on the screen as well, which is going to be fairly helpful. Now, you always will have a few here at least on your mark. I should have probably explained this first. All of these are going to be at least knowledge, guts, proficiency itself, kindness, and then of course charm. Specifically for at least Motoha, you do want to go ahead and get proficiency, so surely be trying to get this up as far as possible, especially if you want this character to be as high as possible and do a little bit of the baseball games and more for her. So surely do know that. Now the next character that we're going to be going over here, this one is more or less just going to be deciding on your own, at least I guess own time here. The rest of these that I'm really going to be recommending isn't going to have a whole like order to them, so any of these characters you can do whenever, but those first 3 I would definitely say try to focus on first. And the next one that we're going to go ahead and at least recommend here, I would like to say, is Yaoling. Now Yaoling is, as I did say, one of the other ones that you can go ahead and actually hang out with here, which actually has an amazing personality in general for Confidants, but is one of the few characters you can get up. The reason why I find her pretty decent is because you're able to actually do crafting with this character and cooking recipes. So no matter what, if you're actually hanging out with her, she's making it more possible that you can craft more things pretty easily at a different proficiency as well, while also crafting recipes, which can be very helpful as well. These recipes are not limited to, but also have tons of different buffs here that can help out your team if you surely do need it. Though you don't use it all too often, so of course this is mainly as just a suggestion if you do want to get a character. The social stat that you will need for this character is going to be knowledge, which is the top social stat on the top here. And I think you guys really want to go ahead and pay attention to that. Now, sorry for that stutter for a second, because I could not really reiterate how I wanted to do that as well. But knowledge is what you're going to need for this character, so surely do keep that in mind. Now, next character that of course you guys could very well choose from that is also optional, this is going to be Kayo. Now Kayo is going to be another character that you can very well do here. And this is mainly for my people who really just want outfits over just anything else here. By getting up at least those social stats here, you're able to unlock various different outfits here, as well as shops that can sell you different outfits in the long run. By doing so here, it's going to be very helpful, and out of at least all the characters that we have unlocked for at least our confidants, it's going to be very nice to go ahead and do. So the social stat that you're going to end up needing here for her is going to be charm. So the more charm you have, the more times you'll be able to meet this character, and it's going to be easier to get her up as always. Just really do keep that in mind. Now the next character that we're going to be going ahead and announcing is more or less going to be Yui. Now Yui is going to be at least on the release of the game 2 here, at least from what we know, or at least the levels here. And that's mainly going to be the last character that I would like to at least recommend as another character you can go ahead and do social stats with. At the end of the day, she helps out with planting different plants around for cultivation and decreasing the time to cultivate plants. These said plants here do actually help you out in certain different buffs and things of that nature, and can allow you to get certain ingredients that you may or may not have at home. So instead of buying them out and about, you can very well grow them in your backyard here to really help out yourself in the long run. Social stats that you'll need for at least Yui specifically is going to be kindness, so just really do keep that at least at the back of your head right there. But that's going to be all the confidants that are going to be out on the day of release here, and these are mainly going to be the ones that I could recommend for now. Now I will have another video that's going to have all of the confidants in there, so be sure to tune in for that one later on. And that's going to have some confidants that you guys really want to invest in the long run. But these are just going to be on the day for now, so I want to say the top 3 ones that you guys really want to go ahead and focus on are definitely going to be Tomoko being number 1 here, number 2 being Merope, and then number 3 being at least Motoha. But for now, that's all I have to say for you guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video and you have a wonderful day. Peace out.